I take this job with very mixed emotions due to the situation. I've been asked by the university, by the Board of Trustees, by Rod Erickson to handle this, and I told him I would do it last night, and I will proceed in the manner that Penn State expects. As I met with the players last night and today, I told them the expectations are the expectations. We're not going to waver from that. And that's where we are right now. Players come over last evening to the Lash building. We talked about certain things. We went over certain ways. We proceeded this morning to have a staff meeting and then a team meeting at 8 o'clock. I have no reservations about taking this job.
Tom, when and how did you learn that you would become the interim head coach?
I was actually down in my office watching film last night, like I do every Wednesday night, and the phone rang, and it was Rod Erickson calling on the phone about 20 to quarter to 10, and he asked me if I would take the job as interim football coach, and I accepted. And then I proceeded to make sure I got a hold of the team captains and other people so that we could get started immediately on the process.
Ron, your brother told me earlier today that you faced a huge challenge. He said you were really sad about the whole way this unfolded, and now you face the toughest three-game stretch this season. He said it's almost unparalleled.
Well, first off, I did talk to my brother later last night, and I grieve for the victims. I grieve for the families. Deeply saddened by that. It's with great emotion that I say that. And, you know, the football part, we will get working on that right away. Right now, I think you should know where our team is toward this whole issue, and it's toward those children, it's toward their families, and our thoughts and our prayers are with them.
Tom, you've been a defensive coach in charge of the defense. How involved will you be with the offense, and what will be the process in determining a starting quarterback and how you use a quarterback?
First off, when I talked to the team today, I think they know me pretty well. I am who I am, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to pretend I'm somebody else. And when the time comes and we sit down as a staff, which we will, we'll make that decision who the starting quarterback will be. Right now, I've made some decisions based with our staff. Not quite sure exactly, so I want to make sure I clarify this. But right now, Larry Johnson and Ron Vanderlyn will be co-coordinators on defense. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get that in full swing for Saturday's game, because obviously we have not practiced that way in regarding signals and calls and how that all works out. But that we're going to head in that direction. And Elijah Robinson, Elijah's our defensive GA. He will be a full-time coach starting today. First of all, I think we've got to understand that this team has put a lot of hard work in. This is senior day for them. Okay, they deserve to have this day. Okay, that's what they've worked for this whole year. And my job is to facilitate that happens. You know, I think the reputation that Penn State will go about it in the proper manner and restore the foundation and the principles of the Pennsylvania State University.
Meeting with the players last night, how are they handling such a monumental change at this point in the season?
Well, obviously, a lot of them are in shock. They've had mixed emotions. When I called up and spoke to the captains, a whole bunch of guys come over to the Lash building last night and piled into my office, and we discussed team matters. Well, we're obviously in a very unprecedented situation that we find ourselves in, and you know, I'm got to find a way to restore the confidence and to start a healing process with everybody, and I'm going to try to go about it. It's, as I said earlier, it's with very mixed emotion and a heavy heart that this has occurred, that I'm going through this.
Tom, what do you think the state of your team will be with all this craziness this week? How do you think they'll play Saturday?
I think they'll be ready to play Saturday. They had a lengthy team meeting after I got done today, and they talked it out. There's this afternoon, there's a letter arriving from the former Penn State football letterman that wrote a letter to these guys explaining to them the importance of what Penn State means, and I think they'll be ready to play.
Coach Bradley, what do you think Coach Paterno's legacy is going to be?
Coach Paterno will go down in history as one of the greatest men. Maybe most of you know him as a great football coach. I've had the privilege and the honor to work for him, spend time with him, and he's had such a dynamic impact on so many, I'll say it again, so many people and players' lives. And it's with great respect that I speak of him and am proud to say that I work for him.